Hey guys, Ian here. Wanted to give you a quick tank update. I've added a couple pieces of coral. I think this Kenya tree, I think that's what that's called. And I got a hammer up there. And I forget what this is. It's some type of leather, it looks like. But these are all frags. I like doing frags in a small tank especially. Frags in a larger tank. You know, I used to have a 60 gallon. You got the Zoes up there. They got a good color. I'm trying to get it at an angle. Got a nice yellow color. I was able to mess around with the AI light. You can't even see that, but you can kind of see the GSP on the back there. Going to take over the tank. It's going to have that back wall, and the glass is filthy. I got to clean that. And the clown's all happy. I think frags are the way to go with smaller tanks. It's a smaller investment, so if something doesn't go well, I mean, that was $10 basically given to me. 15 for the GSP. I think 25 for that hammer. I think 35 for that. Much cheaper pieces. I used to have a 60 gallon, and it was depressing putting frags in it because it was so small compared to the size of the tank that you never felt like you were getting anywhere. And yeah, you could grow it out, but it takes forever. So this is already starting to fill the tank, and you know, if I was to add another, I got 5 pieces in there right now. If I was to add another 5 to 7 pieces, you know, for less than, I don't know, about $300 or so, you could stock the whole tank. So I'm thinking about it. I think I'm going to take I've added pieces back-to-back weeks. Clown wants to get in the show there. He's got to eat. I didn't feed him yesterday. It makes it look good fairly quickly. The Aquamai, still providing enough flow. I mean, this side of the tank over here is a pretty dead spot, and selfishly, because my reclining chair is on this side, I like to put the corals in a place where I can see them best because I'm appreciating them more than anybody else in the house. I may have to get another one of these Aquamais and sync them up. They're not cheap. I mean, that was $110 and that was on sale from $120. But right now I think there's plenty of flow. The corals are doing just fine. And these are all softies, right? There's no real risk here. I definitely want to get some better pieces, but I want the tank to continue to go and stabilize. Again, I just stood the thing up around the Thanksgiving time frame, so I don't want to, or early December, I don't want to go nuts too early. I started dosing Polyp Labs 1. Basically, for a tank this size, you get a syringe after you mix it up, and you just take a milliliter out of this bottle, and you put a milliliter in here in the tank every day. And that's more than sufficient for this tank. I still have to test the calcium, alkalinity, magnesium. I got the Reef Pro Red Sea test kit, and I didn't do it right the first time. I haven't tested that in a while. All the other parameters, the main parameters are good, but you know, a milliliter of this is all you need. It takes about a minute to dose it every day, if at that. And you know, if you need to do more, you can do more. You got to test, obviously. I also picked up Reefroids. I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to do this because you can't really overfeed this, but the issue with the Reefroids is it gives you directions, I think, for like a 100-gallon tank, and I've got to figure out a way how I'm going to do that because I can't get a small enough of a serving. I can do a 1/4 teaspoon, and that would be for 25 gallons, and that would be a pretty heavy feed. So, you know, there'd be a little bit of waste either way. But this whole container was like $30 from Amazon. It wasn't a lot of money, and this is going to last forever. And these are softies, so I mean, how much they actually need is questionable. It may just be better just to dose it in the water and let it run wild as opposed to trying to target it too much. Could probably blast the corals a little bit, but I've seen people do it in a paste, and I've seen people do it as a cloud. So I may try a little bit of both, but I'll try that this weekend when I have some time. And without fail, I'm getting a call, so I'm going to go. Hope you guys enjoyed the update.